Welcome to Trucker Reacts, back with another video. This is a little update video, I guess, from yesterday's video I did about the new law passed the Florida Senate here in Florida about the fines for the carriers, the companies that are hiring these illegals and letting them whatever drive in Florida. If they get caught, $50,000 fine, impoundment of the equipment, driver in custody. So I'm going to break down the law a little bit. This article is from Freight Waves. I'm not going to cover the whole article, just pieces of it. The main meat of the article, the points that I had some questions about yesterday, and what all it entails in this new law. Still got to go to the House, and the governor has to sign it. And if all that goes, which it probably will pass, governor will sign it. It goes in effect July 1st, 2026, right around the corner. So this is what the bill actually requires. SB 86 amends Florida Statute 316.3028. I'm sorry, 316.3026, which governs unlawful operation of motor carriers. It declares the operation of commercial motor vehicles by undocumented immigrants to be an imminent safety hazard. The same legal designation used for vehicles in unsafe mechanical condition or drivers with active alcohol violations. That classification is significant because it triggers the out of service framework rather than just a citation process. Here's what the bill requires and authorizes in specific terms. Now let's get to the meat of this. Driver requirements. Commercial motor vehicle operators in Florida must be lawfully present in the United States, hold a valid driver's license, understand the English language, be able to read and follow roadway signage and traffic laws, and be able to communicate effectively with law enforcement officers. These are not new federal standards, they are state level requirements that now carry specific enforcement consequences under Florida law. Law enforcement custody. A sworn law enforcement officer who has 287G authority, meaning a formal agreement with federal immigration agencies to enforce federal immigration laws, and who determines that an undocumented immigrant is operating a commercial motor vehicle, is required to take that person into custody. The bill does not say may take into custody, it says shall. The transfer to a federal immigration agency follows mandatory, not discretionary. So it does not say you may take them into custody. It says you shall take them into custody. Immediate vehicle impoundment means the truck, trailer, load, everything inside, all that stuff. The commercial motor vehicle must be impounded and removed to a secure record operator storage facility or a law enforcement impound lot. The carrier or owner cannot retrieve the vehicle until specific conditions are met. Here we go with that $50,000 civil penalty on the carrier. When an undocumented immigrant is taken into custody and the vehicle is impounded under the bill, the motor carrier is liable for a civil penalty of $50,000. This penalty is in addition to any other applicable penalties. The vehicle cannot be released until the $50,000 is paid in full or a bond is posted and all costs associated with the impoundment, including towing and storage, are also paid. That was a question I had yesterday in yesterday's video. Was it 50,000 fine, $50,000 fine across the board, or did it also include uh, towing fee, storage, and all that comes with that? So that could get quite costly, but base $50,000 plus towing and storage fees. That can be quite expensive. Out of service order. The Office of Commercial Vehicle Enforcement must issue an out of service order to the motor carrier. That order prohibits the carrier from operating any vehicles owned, leased, or otherwise operated by that carrier on Florida roadways until the violations are corrected and penalties are paid. Wow. So until the carrier, no matter where they're from, pays that fine and all fees and everything, they cannot even come into the state of Florida. Wow. The order requires approval from the director of the Division of the Florida Highway Patrol. It can only be removed after a corrective action plan is approved and all civil penalties are paid. Man, that could take who knows how long that could take. Days, weeks, months, years, maybe. 12-month look back and cross state enforcement. If a safety audit or investigation discovers that a motor carrier has allowed an undocumented immigrant to operate a CMV in the past 12 months, even if no roadside stop triggered it, the Office of Commercial Vehicle Enforcement may issue an out of service order and a $50,000 civil penalty. Additionally, a carrier operating in Florida is subject to penalties under the bill if it was issued an out of service order by any other state or by FMCSA for the same violations in the past 12 months, or if it has been an unresolved out of service order related to allowing an undocumented immigrant to operate a CMV. Wow. They're going to pound these carriers that are letting these illegals. I always wondered, I always see the illegals getting arrested and deported or whatever. Never hearing that about the trucking companies themselves that hire these illegals getting anything. But now Florida's going to put the hammer down on them. Notification and documentation chain. When a driver is taken into custody, the arresting officer must immediately notify the Florida Highway Patrol and provide a complete documentation package. The offense or incident report, video and audio recordings, photographs of the driver and vehicle, the carrier's name, the USDOT number displayed on the vehicle, registration, and VIN information and insurance policy details. I imagine that's going to be in a database when the Florida Highway Patrol at the way stations doing inspections. They can just enter that DOT number and find out if they're in the system. Revenue from penalties. All penalties collected under the bill go to the Highway Safety Operating Trust Fund within the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, specifically to fund training and technology necessary to enforce the bill. The enforcement apparatus is being funded by the fines it generates. Wow, cracking down. Go ahead and read this full article. It's a long one over there on Freight Waves, and it's by Adam Wingfield, so it's a good article. It's in the detail. I just want to go over the main points, the meat of the law, and cover that. Since I said yesterday I would cover if I found out any more details. So I found a lot of details, so that's good. Good job. So let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about the situation. It's about time Florida cracked down. It's about time any state cracked down. Will other states follow with stringent law like this? Florida is, oh man. Like I said, it passed the Senate with like a 29-5 vote or something like that. So I go through the House. Hopefully to get through the House with no issues. And I'm sure the governor will not have any issue signing this. So it goes in effect July 1st, 2026. So if you're a carrier that's hiring illegals, undocumented drivers, or whatever, your days are numbered. Better get your stuff in order if you want to drive in Florida or conduct business in Florida. So that's it. Appreciate everybody watching. Everybody have a good day and stay safe.